Standing alone on a narrow, open road like this one, I think to myself, this thing needs to be driven hard. Hey everybody, Sam Asakela here, and welcome to the rally edition of X Games Classics. I have some good news and some bad news. Bad news first, head-to-head rally racing at X Games will no longer be with us. That said, the multi-car excitement party that is Rallycross, it's staying. And we're gonna have a bigger and better course than has ever been seen before. That gets you fired up, right? Yeah. How about we take a look at all of Rally and what went down last year? We'll start it off with the Wonder Kid giving us a tour, Mr. Tanner Foust.
I'm Jen Horsey and I'm at X Games 17 with Tanner Foust, and we're gonna give you an all-access pass of the rally course.
And we're off.
So what's the line on the straightaway? Where do you wanna be?
We're trying to stay in our own lanes until we pass this concrete wall. And then the best line is to come all the way to the outside so that you can have kind of the biggest radius turn into turn one. Once you get on the tarmac from the gravel, you can see all this gravel that's been dragged out. It's important that you just stay in kind of the mainstream line so that you have as much grip as possible. We sort of enter into the area where you have to make a decision. Are you going to take the Joker or the regular lap?
I'm calling Joker. Let's go.
The Joker's a tight, tight left. This is one of the trickiest corners on the track where you jump up on this gravel and you have to be very patient with the throttle. With so much horsepower, you just get too much wheel spin on that. First gear is we hug the tight right. Second gear halfway through the corner. Big bump.
And right now,
a little bit of wheel spin.
all I can see is a big mound of dirt and some office buildings and dirt.
Aim for the number 17 and
Okay, whoa.
This is the normal lap here. As you rip out through here, you have a very tight, bumpy little down to first gear section. It looks like you're driving straight into a wall. It's a first gear tight hairpin where you have to get one tire over the curb, and you can see from all these beautiful little tire marks on the concrete wall, it's very easy to overshoot it.
Thanks very much for that all-access look at the rally course.
This is how close the 0.6-mile Rallycross circuit is to downtown LA and the Staples Center. It really has closed down the middle of the city. The Nokia Theatre and the other venues right beside the freeway. It is a hive of activity. Liam Doren against Marcus Gronholm. This is the biggest thing Rallycross has ever seen on the planet. And we're here at X Games 17. Who can be the gold medalist? Doren leads at the moment.
Great start.
They drop the clock, and Doren's got another great start.
Sat on the start line for the first race of the final, and they said it's best 2 of 3, and I was thinking, I've got 3 chances here to beat this WRC 2 times world champion. So I'm thinking, right, okay, you've got a fair chance, but you're going to have to work for this. And went out and didn't see him.
Marcus Gronholm, let's face it, one of the best drivers in the world that we've seen, including all disciplines, giving him all he can handle and actually pulling away from him here, Toby.
He is, he's driving like a demon. You've got to take your hat off to Doren.
I was just mainly thinking about keeping together, because once you've got one win, you've only got to get another one. And I had 2 chances to beat him. So the second time, it was just a conservative run. I didn't want to break the car or do anything wrong.
And it's boiling hot inside that Citroen. It's black of all colours, ironically, as he comes onto the home straight. Where's Marcus Gronholm? And Doren's ahead! Liam Doren wins gold at X Games. Fantastic!
Bull.
He has arrived.
He should be very proud of himself, because what he did right there is no small achievement. Many drivers have tried to beat Marcus Gronholm in several disciplines, and few have.
What an incredible victory. How did you beat 2-time world rally champion?
Easy. Oh, I can't believe this. I blanked out for a little bit, waving my hands around in the car and stuff, and screaming on the radio. So yeah, obviously excitement, everything.
Welcome back, everybody, to the rally edition of X Games Classics, and we're talking Travis Pastrana, the 199. Last year, all about the Pastranathon. His goal, best trick, freestyle, fly to Indianapolis to make his nationwide NASCAR debut, and then come back to LA to race in Rallycross. Unfortunately, right off the bat, Travis would go down in best trick with a broken right foot. Most guys, they would just call it a day, heal up. Travis, he figured out a way to strap his foot into the car and still race Rallycross. What?
To go out like this in such a big platform when so many people were watching, and the Pastranathon is it's a huge embarrassment. to mess up that bad, to choke that bad, was devastating. This trick for me is personal. It's so disappointing to spend so many hours and so many years and time and to have all this on the line and to fail.
Well, as you know, Travis was hurt yesterday, so he can't use his right leg at all. So what we're trying to do is adapt the car so he can work the throttle with his hand.
This is dumb idea number 10,254, but if we don't try, then we'll never know.
Yeah. This is absolutely amazing. Overnight, we have a full working hand throttle system. Pretty much the coolest overnight contraption I've ever seen made.
Let's get the hell out of here.
There he is, yeah. Ah, that freaking really hurt a lot. Just. Come out here, Dodger Stadium. Get a little time. Hopefully, just sliding this car around. Really feeling how to use this hand controls. I got probably about another half hour to get in this car and figure out how to drive. I learned how to drive a car with hand controls, so with any luck, we're not going to be too awful tomorrow. You know.
Pastrana, Burke, Keeney, Connolly, they're going to be holding it on the handbrake, they're going to be holding it, and they're going to be unleashing unsilenced rally car, explosive action. Brilliant start from Connolly. And Travis has got a lot of work to do with the Subaru. Leading is Joseph Burke with the Mitsubishi. That's an upset already in turn one.
Absolutely, Burke is the second youngest guy in this field. Only Dylan is younger than Burke, but Burke is a bright guy. He's a student at Auburn University, and you know he's been learning his lessons here as they go, as he's getting a nice shove from Travis, and Travis in turn getting a nice push from Jimmy Keeney.
Oh, Burke's got a problem. Oh, Pastrana was bumping and boring like he was coming out of turn 4 at the Brickyard, but he's rallycrossing here in downtown LA. Loses a little bit of time, but the Subaru behind him has got nowhere to go. Jimmy Keeney is just following Pastrana, and he's doing a sterling job. The pair of them doing a sterling job. Why? Pastrana driving with just his left foot over the brake and hand controls behind the wheel for the gas.
And poor Joseph Burke, you can just imagine in his head there, he probably heard a PA system, beep, Travis Pastrana to the front, please, Travis Pastrana to the front, and he came right on past him. But Jimmy Keeney doing a stellar job of staying anywhere in sight of Travis Pastrana. Travis, again, as you mentioned, Toby, look, you can see his hands there on the throttle. It's hard to say the hands are on the throttle, but guys, as he's squeezing those levers behind the steering wheel, that's the gas. So imagine he's working the wheel and working the throttle with his hands. Really unbelievable work from Travis.
This is the first of our 3 second round races. It's a 5-lapper for this Rallycross X Games discipline. Pastrana lost out in the first round, but here he is in the second round. If he wins this, then he will go to the final and the gold match.
And just because Jimmy Keeney is no longer in his rearview mirror, Travis cannot relax. Jimmy made the strategic move to take the jump, the jump, and so now Travis has to really build that gap, because if Jimmy puts in a couple of really quick laps and Travis backs off of it a little bit, he could come into the merge and find himself very surprised with Jimmy Keeney right on his inside.
He's doing a fantastic job. I'm not just saying that, he really is. I've seen him drive cars that he's literally never seen, and he flies. I've commentated on him at the Race of Champions, where they put Formula 1 drivers, NASCAR drivers, rally car drivers, saloon car, stock car, world touring car drivers, and bike riders, MotoGP guys, all in the same pit, and he flew. It was a joy and a pleasure to commentate on it.
And that Race of Champions is really geared towards Travis, who is fast in anything he gets into. But one thing I want to point out to you guys following at home, you see by the names there, you see a little joker. That joker is red, blue, and white. That means that participant has yet to take the jumper. You're going to see now, Travis is taking the joker lap. He's about to do the jump. Watch the joker right next to his name. It should go gray as soon as he lands it. There it is. He's now completed it, and we've got 2 participants, Conley and Burke, who have yet to take the joker lap.
And he's not using the clutch on the way up, he's just banging it through the gears. The Subaru guys, they've had a rock-solid gearbox. You really can't break it. And what a relief He's not going to have to go through to the last chance where only the winner will go through, and he's going to get some precious rest, if I could say that, after this race, Emil, before the all-important final.
Yeah, but Toby, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have some racing left to do here, and we know anything can happen. We've seen it happen in all forms of discipline. I remember one race, Nigel Mansell years ago in Formula 1 waving to the crowd on the last lap, and the car died. So
Montreal.
It's not over until we see the checkered flag wave, and you're going to see a strong fist bump, I suspect, from Travis, and he's going to rest that right leg.
He knows that he's ahead. That looked like, was that Conley who spun? But Pastrana's got no problems at all. He is 6.5 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a big off. And he's broken the radiator and the intercooler. Travis Pastrana is in the Rallycross final. We're on the grid as the shadows lengthen over the top of Rhys Millen with his Hyundai on the far side. Then we've got Joseph Burke. We got Jimmy Keeney, Dylan Van Wey, closest to our camera with the Mitsubishi. 5 seconds to the start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant start. Oh,
Joseph Burke once
what a
again.
start, but Millen's going to block with the Hyundai, but he's going to go wide. This is a chance for Burke to cut back. He might do it through the second curve.
Great job by Rhys Millen. You know the pressure's on him. He's the only factory guy here. He's with the rest of the guys who are all privateers. Again, Joseph Burke has shown us some amazing starts so far today, but to no avail as we see Rhys starting to check out now.
Rhys Millen really got the hammer down now. This means business. Millen, he'll have the uber serious face on. He's going to go straight. Burke goes straight as well. All 4 of them go straight, in fact. Nobody's taken the Joker lap. Millen, oh, it's going to be so slippery down there. Unfortunately, the others, oh, he nearly misses the end of the concrete block as he tries to get past Burke.
That might be the last hurrah for these guys, Burke, Keeney, Van Wey, and so, yeah, they're fighting it out. They know that out of the LCQ, only one guy's going to come out of there. Right now, it's looking like Millen. Early days still, I know. We got to wait for the checkered flag, but the guys in the back there, they're just fighting out really for glory, for nothing more. They're going to put it in the truck at the end of this round, but it certainly wouldn't be such a bad thing to finish second to Rhys Millen as opposed to third or fourth, right?
Certainly not. Can you imagine the amount of cars that Rhys Millen has driven? Harry flatters. He's 37 years old, originally, of course, a Kiwi, but he spent so many years here in the US. He's, well, almost an American, can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely, you can, and as fast as that Hyundai Veloster that he is driving is, you know, we've seen his Pikes Peak cards here on display, 850 horsepower, 800 pound-feet of torque, and he told us a stat that I just couldn't believe. It was absolutely staggering, 20 miles an hour to 140 miles an hour in 6 seconds. So that Veloster, I'm sure, is pretty quick, probably not as quick as this Pikes Peak International Hill Climb car.
As London slang would say, mental, chicken oriental. That is just bonkers, that is.
I'm not sure I know what that means, but if it means crazy, yeah, that car's probably crazy fast.
Well, now then, Burke coming into the turn 1. This is a 4-lap dash. The tail section is askew, the light cluster is missing. The mechanics have managed to fix that car after we last saw him. But Burke is leading.
And really the battle to watch here as far as the also-rans go, and I hate to call him that because it sounds demeaning, is Joseph Burke versus Dylan Van Wey. This is sort of a collegiate battle. Dylan Van Wey goes to LSU University, or LSU. And Joseph Burke is a student in Auburn. Now, these schools, there's a big rivalry here. The mascots are both Tigers. They're separated by roughly 350 miles. And these guys have a battle within the race, if you will.
And there's a battle down here on the dirt and on the tarmac. As Burke goes the long way, but Millen retakes the lead as the stagger unravels here in this LCQ. This is the last lap. The turbo popping and whistling and banging as nearly 500 horsepower gets unleashed underneath Rhys Millen's right foot. Last left coming up, and he's going to see the flag, and there it is, and Millen's in the final.
Well done for Rhys Millen, as expected. Factory driver up against a couple of privateers. He had to put the hammer down, and he handled the pressure really well there. Did his job, even after a slightly botched start. Way to go, Rhys Millen. Moving on to the final out of the LCQ.
Our 8 drivers, USA, UK, Finland. We've all got lined up. We've got 8 cars on the grid over 8 laps, and we are about to see 3,500 horsepower. Go! wheel-to-wheel stuff as they charge down to the first corner, and Doren beats it, and he's gone off immediately with Foust, and that now means that I think it's Deegan in the lead, and it is, and David Higgins is in second position. Doren got punted, he's got going, he's at the back of the field.
Wow, and listen, Brian Deegan told me earlier this year he wanted to come back here and get nothing short of gold. He's not going to be satisfied unless he gets a gold medal. He's in position to do that now. Early days, I know, but what a start.
Well, Deegan smoking the rear tires. David Higgins from nearly last at the back of the grid. And Foust has come through to second position there as we're going to go through. Who's gone over the jump? It's David Higgins who has immediately gone over the jump. We're going to have to take a lot of stagger out here, Emil. Higgins is on a charge.
And a decent recovery by Tanner Foust. Let's not forget, there is no love lost between Tanner and Liam Doren. They've clashed before in Europe in the European Rallycross Championship. These two are fierce competitors, and I dare say they don't quite like each other too much. So believe me, there's going to be words after this. But right now, Tanner is in second place on the track. Of course, he's not taking the Joker lap yet.
Doren is dead last out of 80s, 14.5 seconds down from the leader with the Ford Fiesta, Brian Deegan. There is the Rockstar Fiesta. There's the second Rockstar Fiesta. And losing time, not as tidy as an exit. Dave Mirra with the Subaru just in shot there. He's technically third. I remind you, Higgins has taken the jump and has taken the Joker already.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption, Toby, but this is now Brian Deegan's race to lose. He's out front. He can play his strategy as he wants. If he keeps it clean, doesn't hit anything, puts in fast lap after fast lap, it's going to be nearly impossible to catch him. Don't forget, he's in a factory Ford Fiesta, the fastest car out here today.
We've got to see Marcus Gronholm. I reckon, because he's taken the Joker and he's closest, that Gronholm can still lead this when the stagger unravels, when Deegan, Foust and Mirra take the jump. Foust has just taken the jump. Deegan is leading on the road, but he's got to take his Joker lap. The light blue Best Buy Fiesta of Marcus Gronholm might just do this. There is Doren. He's limping around. He's not going to get a second gold medal. There is Marcus Gronholm, and there is Travis Pastrana. Pastrana thought, Pastrana gone, Pastrana racing.
Yeah, we've sort of forgotten about Travis in all this action. Travis is putting in really a stellar drive to even be in this at the moment, and he's back there with Reese at the same time.
That's the stagger, really. That's the stagger, because Foust has taken the jump with Mirra and Gronholm, but Gronholm's in third, so I was wrong. It's great Rallycross. It proves the commentators struggle to keep up through the dust and through the horseback. I reckon Pastrana is fourth when the stagger unravels. Tanner Foust is going to lead this. Oh! And that's Mirra gone wide. Gronholm's given him a love tap, and that means Pastrana could get a medal. He could do it. He could do it.
Listen, if Travis Pastrana ends up on the podium, you're going to see this crowd erupt here. But the story at the front is really between Tanner Foust and Brian Deegan. Deegan, of course, still out front on track. Tanner really has. Here we're about going to see the merge, see how they come together here shortly.
This is Deegan going into the dirt. That's around the bus lot and cutting through the dust. Well, well, well. The Swedish run Ford Fiesta, Andreas Eriksson, the Swede who won a round in the Global Rallycross Championship earlier this year here in the US, running these guys. He's leading on the road. Surely Deegan's going to take the jump soon.
Yeah, here we're going to see. He's going to go left. No, he's leaving it for the last lap. So you know what? Come to think of it, that's the right strategy. He's out in clear track with no one in front of him. Run your laps, keep it clean, build the gap. Tanner's already done it. Deegan's going to build the gap as much as he can, and then we're going to see some real excitement here when they come to the merge. Tanner, of course, is going to come around through the gap. Deegan's going to take the jump at the end, if not on the last lap, and as they come together, it might be some hijinks, some fireworks here.
Oh, there is David Higgins. He's limping around. There is your leader. That is Brian Deegan leading this race at the moment. He's got to take the jump now. He has an 11.7 second lead. He cannot afford to lose anything less than 11.7 seconds. This is the biggest jump of his life.
Here he goes to the jump. He's just got to keep this clean, land it, don't overshoot it, Brian Deegan. Nice and easy, perfect. Rotate the car in, get on Figueroa, and get the power down. Here we go.
That's David Higgins coming into shots. That's David Higgins. He's limping around. The car is damaged. We're trying to find where Tanner Foust is. But Deegan is still leading this one. Where has Foust gone? Cutting through the dust. Deegan leading. Can he be able
There's
to do it?
Tanner in the back.
There's Tanner in the back. Deegan's going to do it, I reckon.
And Tanner and Marcus Grunholm are door to door as they come in here to the double apex turn.
Oh, and Tanner Foust has got the lead. Grunholm's trying to look. And Deegan still got one more lap to go. Somebody's blown an engine. There's oil pouring onto the exhaust of David Higgins' car. And now, as the exhaust kicks and flames, there comes Deegan onto the home straight once more. And there comes Higgins, still limping round. Deegan on course.
Expect to see the Metal Militia fans up out of their seats cheering on Brian Deegan. I cannot believe he's on his way to a gold medal.
The freestyle motocross legend. He's got 10 medals already. Brian Deegan in the Ford Fiesta wins. Jen Horsey, you're down there with Brian Deegan. What does it feel like?
Brian Deegan, you came here and said you were going to do one better than your silver medal last year, and it's going to be gold for you. How's that feel?
That was the highlight of my life. I've done a lot of things on a dirt bike, done a lot of things in a car, but nothing tops that moment winning X Games and Rallycross. I was thinking about beating Tanner all year, and luckily I got lucky off the start, but that's what it takes, and everything fell my way, and I had to hold it together that whole race. I'd like to thank the team for working so hard. We had a rough go yesterday and this morning. Sometimes you just have to dig deep, and you believe in yourself. I set the goal to win this. I achieved my goal. Now what's next?
And that is the beauty of Rallycross. Smash 'em up derby. Did you see the grin on Brian Deegan's face? It was like he knew he stole something. And with a bigger and better course set for X Games 2012, it's gonna be that much more of a party. So make sure you tune in June 28th through July 1st as the progression of action sports continues.